Representing Japan, Masataka Morizono and Yuya Oshima.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Seamaster 2018 ITTF World Tour Asarel Bulgaria Open, coming to you live from Panaguriste, Bulgaria. I'm your commentator, Adam Bavro, and we are getting into the men's doubles final. The top seeds representing Japan on the right, Masataka Morizono, and on the left, Yuya Oshima. But now the legends, the living legends of the sport, Ma Long, arguably the greatest player of all time, and Xu Xin, a player who has been quite hot this year, who has been world #1 and has won a World Tour event every year since 2010, and might be on his way to 2 today in 2018, his second win, 2018. He's known as the Cloud Walker as he moves just like an angel through the court, stepping from cloud to cloud. Ma Long making his way off to the table, ready for some action. It's been a little while since he's been on a table after Liam Pitchford knocked him out in the opening round of the men's singles. Quite the conversation in the table tennis world. Ma Long, the captain, the dragon, the dictator. He doesn't just get beaten, he dictates. That's why he's the dictator, so it's quite odd and unsettling for people to see him lose. It shakes up the table tennis world and reminds us that, well, nothing's so stable, nothing lasts forever, and we'll see. I don't think it's over for Ma Long. I just think that right now there's a little bit of a dip. Tough to say. That being said, Liam Pitchford working incredibly hard and constantly improving his table tennis, having a flawless record over Tomokazu Harimoto. But in terms of Japanese players, Morizono and Oshima working so well together. I mean, we've seen them play throughout. A Chinese pair in the first round against the English boys. They saved match point 2 times in the decider. Was watching that one from home, or from the hotel room, I should say. But this doubles pair of Masataka Morizono and Yuya Oshima had 2 match points against Zhang Jike and Xu Xin in the 2015 World Championships in Suzhou. Here's a look at the World Tour standings. Korean pairs for the top 2 spots, and Hong Kong right behind. Now, part of the reason for that is not only that they've performed very well, but that they're not mixing and matching so much. The Chinese national team has tried many different pairs. So in terms of recognizable pairs, Ma Long and Xu Xin mixing it up a bit. We've seen Xu Xin play, with Fan Zhendong. Seen a lot of varieties, different combinations for the Chinese team, but Masataka Morizono and Yuya Oshima are like Bonnie and Clyde, like Thelma and Louise, Kermit and Miss Piggy. I don't know. They're just a pair that's recognizable anyway. I don't think Kermit wants to be in that relationship, by the way. Masataka Morizono, so physical on the table. And he's quite imbalanced, I would say. If you look at his left arm and his right arm, they look like 2 different people. I recently posted a picture. It looks like it's photoshopped, his left arm and his right arm. But that's racket sports for you, and he's incredibly fast and physical. Both Yuya Oshima and Masataka Morizono will be running all around the court. Yuya Oshima, the older 24-year-old, Masataka 23. Again, they are the top seeds. Runners-up twice this year already. I think 2 times World Tour Grand Finalists, champions. So very comfortable in the receive game. Masataka will run around to get his backhand in, use the Chiquita over the table. Now, in terms of doubles, Xu Xin has been called the greatest doubles player of all time. He's just incredible. He's a left-handed pen holder. I think both of those qualities can help out. They're the champions at the German Open. Some other stats there you saw on the screen. Ma Long, 29 years old, the young father. Xu Xin, 28 years old. He's 29 years old. China, maybe middle-aged father, medium young. I'm really curious from a confidence standpoint how Ma Long will be affected after his loss earlier on. Andres La Rosa from Paraguay, our umpire for the match. Again, it's a best-of-5 match, first team, the first pair to win 3 games. On the other side of the table, that's Svetlana Kryakova from Bulgaria. They'll be making sure that serves are proper and neither side has an unfair advantage. I'm often reading different comments on YouTube about people predicting what will happen and watching their favorite players play. Some people say Xu Xin is back in his prime form. He's always spectacular to watch, but some of the forehands he hit yesterday from game 3 on, I mean, game 3 for him was just like a field day against Mata. Not sure if he hit the racket there, if the ball hit Masataka in the face, but it came back quite weird. Yuya Oshima having a very strong match against Shushin as well, losing 11-8 in game 7. Was quite frustrated. I had a chance to see him after that. Knew that he had given a very strong match. And actually, to let out some of his frustration, use some of his energy, showed me that he could walk on his hands. Yuya Oshima is built like a gymnast. Walk on his hands all day, decided to just come down for a bit. But right now he's going to use all that energy. Him and Masataka Morizono, you will hear and you will see fired up from the very start of this match. Here we go. Solid forehand flick in over the table. Oshima takes the first point for the Japanese pair. A solid light spin push there deep on the table from Shushin. A little bit empty. Quite close to Masataka Morizono. Now, a less experienced doubles player than Masataka would have moved way out of the way, but would have been out of position. He tried to stay in position as much as possible without blocking the ball. I think because this is a little bit in the center of the table, a little bit more middle, it's difficult for Shushin. When it's short on the backhand side, he's very comfortable to step around. It doesn't feel like long ago that we were watching Ma Long play his last singles match this tournament, and maybe for a while. He looked a little bit nervous and tense early on. After all, Liam Pitchford gave him a tough time in the 2016 Olympic Games. So some of that nerve, some of that doubt still seems to be in Ma Long's game at the start here. Morizono and Oshima up 4-2 at the first towel break. So there's the receive, the Chiquita that Morizono does so well. Just watching Ma Long, it's tough to imagine him without confidence. Since 2015, we just don't see it much. Good placement there, a little help off the top of the net for the Japanese pair. And the bend on that ball from Morizono. You can see it hooking into the body of Shushin. Nice surprise here, the short ball from Oshima. Ma Long thought he was going for the flip attack. Naturally, he's capable of both. So as Ma Long was backing off the table, the short ball forced a little bit long push and opening attack for the Japanese pair. Oh! Rarely do we see Oshima try behind the back. Shushin completely fooling him, surprising him down the line. Maharu Yoshimura, though, he'll make that shot from time to time. What a flick! He was way behind. Masataka Morizono from behind the table comes racing in. Had he missed that shot, which seemed likely, people would have said, nah, that was too ambitious. Where was his head? And he made it. Beautiful backhand attack. Ma Long over the table, turns. Quick flip of the wrist. Second towel break, still 2 points up. Japanese pair, that's all they need to be 2 points up at the end of the game. This one gets away. Morizono, knowing that Shushin is on the other side, he has to be really specific with the shot to deter the attack. That adds a lot of pressure. Ooh, serve comes a little long and Ma Long with the opening attack, but Morizono very effective here, taking Ma Long's shot, giving it back. Masataka Morizono having one of the better single tournaments I've seen in his career. And the singles event played quite well here. And you just can't tell where he's gonna go. He tucks back the wrist. Shushin waits in case it's going out wide to the forehand. It seems possible. Morizono quickly wraps around the ball, plays it right into Shushin's body. Wider and wider to the backhand, and it is 4 game points for the top seeds from Japan, the classic pairing. Morizono and Oshima serve on their side. So fast. Ma Long with the wide ball out to the forehand. Morizono gets his racket on a lot of balls. Watch one more time. Quick late move. 1 game point saved, 3 to go. Stopped by the net, but encouragement. Morizono, nice, no problem. You took the right shot, way to go for it. It's amazing how important being encouraging is. Table tennis is an analogy for life, but here in doubles especially, you want your teammate feeling free and confident. No problem, it's okay, way to go for it. Pat on the shoulder, timeout. Game number 1, timeout. After 3 opportunities lost, 3 game points given away. Over in the corner, by shirt color, looks like Coach Kurashima, Yosuke Kurashima, the head coach of the Japanese national team. I haven't seen him on screen yet, but from far away, there he is, sure enough. Coach Kurashima. Not that he's always wearing that shirt color, it's just I saw him earlier today. So 2 points in a row. Oshima going for the attack has found the net. What about the short game? They played a few points, just 1 more short shot with Ma Long behind. There was the solid flip. Shushin again, that penhold grip. He's partnered with so many different people and taken so many different titles. World championships. That shot for me was just crazy. Masataka Morizono, very scrappy player, fights so hard, never gives up. One thing I tend to say about Morizono and Oshima is when you watch them play doubles, you can be guaranteed to see them both touch the ground on several points. Leaning to make forehands out of balls that would have hit their left shoulder. Shushin Jayo, says the fan in the crowd. He's got the serve. 1 more game point for the Japanese pair in blue. This is spectacular table tennis. I thought the point was given away on the receive. Morizono saves it and right back into the looping game. Wow, was that a nerve-wracking point, and the timeout pays off. Game 1 goes to the Japanese pair, and we'll see what happens in Game 2 coming up right after this. So after a crazy exciting Game 1 and a very, very suspenseful finish, we're back for Game 2. No more timeouts left for the Japanese pair, but they spent it on earning a game, so they're up 1-0. Chiquita falls off the table a little bit long. Same point, both players put their hands to the ground. I'm happy they were able to demonstrate that so quickly after my mentioning it. But that is how hard they're willing to work, how agile they are, how fast they'll move to make forehands where they can. Soft flip from Ma Long, little rotation on it, so the ball doesn't jump back, and Oshima's timing is broken. interesting watching Ma Long serve. He was called on 2 serves in his singles match that seemed to be quite tough for him to recover from. In terms of his focus and mentality, players understandably don't want to have to worry about something that they've been practicing a lot, having to change that at the last moment. That being said, the call is the call and the rules are the rules. But I did see Ma Long in the practice hall practicing his serve quite a lot yesterday. So watching him out here serve, he's looking a bit more confident, but there was a completely free forehand there as he stepped around the corner. It's very weird to see Ma Long not being himself at the table. For the past 3 years, that's all he's been, with very few exceptions. Nice flick. Bit of side spin on it. Not much telegraphing there, deep to the backhand corner. Xu Xin clever over the table. Strong start for the Chinese legends. Now remember, in doubles, they do switch the order of play after every game. And right now, this order of play seems to be favoring the Chinese pair quite a bit. They'll also switch when one team reaches 5 points in the 5th if they go to a decider, a 5th game. Clever idea from Morizono. Ma Long quick to get around the corner just in case. Flatter forehand flick kill here. So with the second towel break, still quite an encouraging position for the Chinese pair. I think if the Chinese pair were down, I would say encouraging for the Japanese pair, but when the Chinese pair are up, you would say pretty dominant score. And now it's 7 game points for Ma Long and Xu Xin. Beautiful inside-out forehand parallel there. Rare to see an inside-out parallel shot. Saves game points. 6 to go, though, for the Chinese pairing. Soft flip once again does it. Ma Long and Xu Xin with quite a response to game number 1. 11-9 they lose game number 1. 11-4 for game number 2. That doesn't make a statement. Well, we'll see what happens in the rest of this match. Game number 3 coming up right after this. Back for game number 3. Sweat has been flowing, no question about it. Xu Xin and Ma Long wanting to make sure they don't slip at all out here. Understandable for both sides. That's why you'll see Masataka Morizono wipe his hand on the bottom of his shoe, make sure no dust settles. He's got full traction on the bottom. Japanese pair to start. Xu Xin looking quite casual there. Saw the opening, just missed the shot. Not an easy ball, of course, but Xu Xin often makes it look that way. Ambitious, aggressive, right off the bounce. Oshima trying to counter back down the line. It's fun seeing Xu Xin in the shake hands grip for a moment. Seen him try just about everything else there is to do in table tennis. Good length on the push. Just inside the table, tough ball from Ma Long. Still, he looks a bit down, Ma Long. It is weird seeing Ma Long in a tournament, not fighting for the championship, for the title in singles. There we go, the free forehand of Xu Xin on the parallel. So in this combination, it was tough. Game number one, Xu Xin and Ma Long were trailing, but not here, not in game three. That Xu Xin forehand. It's tough not to wonder what it would be like if Xu Xin also had a dependable, consistent backhand. Along with the step around here. I only say that about Xu Xin because his forehand is so crazy and so unpredictable that it seems like he could dominate the world if he didn't have to rely on stepping around so much, leaving open the wide forehand. What a surprise. Looks like he's going out wide to the forehand and plays it straight down the line. Oshima quickly trying to adjust. Spinny backhand a little slower from Xu Xin, and the finishing shot down the middle. Ma Long and Xu Xin playing excellently in combination right now, shutting down the top seeds. Now, I mentioned the Japanese pair being the top seeds. Xu Xin and Ma Long the second seeds. Beautiful decision here. Nice shot. I guess I should say beautiful shot and a wise decision. Play it right back down the line. Perfect placement from Ma Long, jams up Oshima and Masataka Morizono in the corner. Same score as last game, 9-3 at the second towel break, favoring the Chinese pair. Watching Ma Long in slow motion, just the best. Very awkward shot, uncomfortable for both Morizono to make and Xu Xin to deal with. It's not the first time we've seen him rushing into the net, trying to make the most of a shot that's opportunity. The window of opportunity is closing. But the fact that Masataka Morizono has been varying his placement so much on these backhand flicks, Xu Xin's not quite sure where to go. Makes it tough to predict. Once again, mixing it up, going out to the forehand of Xu Xin. No timeout called yet. Here we go. Just thinking, when are we going to see a timeout? After being up 9-3, losing 3 points in a row. Xu Xin looking down at the rubber with disappointment. That feeling of, you have failed me, what is it? But there's a lot of interesting sports psychology about blame in table tennis or as an athlete. And I think the word blame actually puts a negative spin on it, no pun intended. I'd like to say it differently. I'd like to say taking responsibility and keeping your pride high, keeping your confidence. There you go. Sometimes it protects your confidence to feel like, I did the right thing, I knew what I did was right, but maybe something had not worked out for me equipment-wise for a moment. Sometimes giving the opponent credit that they deserve makes you feel a little bit more intimidated. Wow, that was a cool shot right near the camera lens. So Shushin and Ma Long, when Shushin can make his flick, it's very tough for the opponents. Because much like Morizono on the backhand, Shushin's forehand is quite unpredictable. Ma Long can be free on the attack, but the thing is, when it's a drive, it's very tough to get back. When it's a spinny one, a little slower. Both Oshima and Morizono have been more comfortable to counter. And Shushin on the receive is going to apologize to Ma Long for that. Quickly pats him on the side, says, "My bad." So now 1 point between them. Timeout diffused so far. Beautiful shot by Ma Long. Shushin again. The receive a little better than the one before, but not much. Left a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure on Ma Long, but he dealt with it just brilliantly. So now 2 game points to the Chinese pair, looking to close this out, take the 2-1 lead. Oh, trouble for Morizono, and Shushin and Ma Long take the lead 2-1, 11-8 here in the third, and we'll be back for game 4 to see if we have champions or if we have a decider. Stay right here and find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, please do not use flashlight during the game.
Back for game number 4. Masataka Morizono with a perfect shot into the ball boy's hands. Japanese pair in blue down 1-2 against Shushin and Ma Long representing China. Touch and ground, Oshima around the backhand corner, makes the forehand attack. See the way Shushin controlled that ball, just caught it with the racket. It appears that there's no bounce. That's how much feeling he has. Looked like about 3 changes of heart there. It's gonna come long, no, I can push, no, I can attack, and then didn't work out. Perfect length on a serve. Deceptive underspin from Morizono. Oh, the parallel. Saw Ma Long turning the corner. Says, "I'm keeping it away from Ma Long. I don't want him to touch this ball." Behind the table and on the run, Morizono with the quick decision. Japanese pair up 3-1 in the combination where they lost 11-4 in game number 2. Huh. What a wide angle here. Break off the top of the net for Morizono, and Ma Long left with a tough shot to keep it on the table. But even still, Yuya Oshima had to make a really impressive shot to finish that point. That comes right back for Shushin, and this time it's Morizono who stays on top of it. First towel break, and the Japanese pair well on their way, but still quite far from the finish line in this game. 5-1 feels dominant, but it's just 4 points between the two teams, and it could quickly be recovered, especially when it's the Chinese pair that's down. can hear the frustration here as Morizono tries to make an attack out of a ball that didn't leave a lot of room for any backswing. Good touch by Shushin to keep it short. Along with a clean counter on the forehand. Placement wasn't bad at all. It was wide to his forehand, but he just glided over and reached out to make that shot. And this is just a standard backhand from Ma Long, which is enough to win the point usually. Sort of guiding it back. Not a ripping shot. It is 70-75%. And the chop block from Ma Long. Look at this. Talking about it evaporating quickly. That lead has disintegrated like a puddle on a hot summer's day. And what a clean receive. Serve, not bad placement. Ma Long's too good there. Reads that it's coming off. So 6 points in a row for Ma Long and Shushin. Masataka, Morizono, and Yuya Oshima. The importance of the short game, especially in doubles. Those tight serves, we saw Masataka Morizono changing his mind on the receive not too long ago, a few times. Ball was kept on the shorter side. Oh, Ma Long on the run. I mean, way out wide. This was a quality shot. Watch one more time, Morizono. It's so strong, I guess he's just gonna have to figure out where Ma Long is guessing to move. Beat him into the body, maybe? And he tries it here, but Ma Long wasn't moving this time because it was a different angle. He was planted. This is where maybe a parallel could be effective, but Ma Long doesn't make it easy. He's so fast, he knows the game so well. Let service, I'll play that again.
5-9.
8 points on the run right now. 8 consecutive points for the Chinese pair. Wow! What was this? I said he would do anything to get the ball back on the table. I didn't think he'd jump backwards, landing on his butt in the middle of the shot. Watch this. Completely leaves his feet behind. No pun intended. Here we go. 6-9. Oh, spectacular rally. The counter loops on both sides, but it's Ma Long to finish once again. Crowd loving it here. And 4 game and championship points to Ma Long and Shushin, despite being down 1-5 at the start of this. And there it is. Ma Long and Shushin have done it. A very, very slow start in game number 4, and then full speed ahead, respectful handshakes. And still for Ma Long, it just feels like something isn't the same. He works very hard, he says thank you, and Shushin calmly, as often, raises his hand, thanks the crowd, and takes the title. He's been called the best doubles player in the world, and the Chinese flags are flying high from Chinese fans, Bulgarian fans, and everyone else. 11-9, first game to the Japanese pair, and then domination for China after that. Stick around, we've got tons of excitement. The awards ceremony with these two doubles pairs, and Shushin will get rested and prepared for his singles final later on today. And then in the next match, we'll have Ding Ding, the Queen of Hearts, playing the very strong world rank number 68, Wang Yidi. But stick around for the awards ceremony for the men's doubles coming right up.